Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be checking out Jango Fett issue 1 by Ethan Sachs and Luke Ross. Ethan Sachs trades in one gang of bounty hunters for another as he regales us with one of Jango Fett's adventures, heading to a time before the Phantom Menace where Jango is one of the most feared and sought after bounty hunters in the galaxy. And it's that infamy that nets him a very important job. For the Republic no less, as during some peace talks, a valuable jewel statue is stolen, and if it's not found soon, all-out war will break out between the water-based races of the Natolians and the Alsemi. While I'm used to first issues being used to lay the groundwork for entire series, or at least the first story arc, this issue was maybe a little too much set up, as Jango barely actually is in the issue all that much, apart from an explosive opening and closing scene. Instead, Sachs uses it to set up all of the players of the story and who's getting involved in retrieving the statue, since as we learn through the course of the issue, Jango is not the only one who's been hired to go after it. First we meet Vigor Struck, a human who, in his 2 pages, doesn't take any shit from anyone, including other hunters, and really seems like a no-nonsense individual. Next we get an old face in that of Aurra Sing, who is freed from prison Suicide Squad style and forced by the Republic, on the sly of course, to hunt down the statue. I'm sure more people will pop up in the series and we'll get to see a few familiar faces maybe, but I like that there's a nice mix of old and new characters and presents Jango with a good challenge and good thing to fight against while he's trying to get this statue back. After we're introduced to all of these characters, Fett ends up tangling with the assassins who stole the statue, who seemingly are targeting him as well, further complicating the plot. And not only that, Jango is left with no leads, as the droid who gave him the bounty dies, and he is forced to kill all the assassins when they attack him. It's quite an interesting thing to leave your main character just kind of up a creek with no paddle, no way to go. But thanks to Sachs's work on the Bounty Hunters series, which recently finished, I'm looking forward to what he has planned for Fett and these hunters, since he always crafts really interesting and unique stories that do a good job of bringing in something new and something old and something familiar, spinning it in a new way, and I think that's what he's going to do here with this mystery that he's sending Fett on. The premiere issue of Jango Fett's new series, while providing a bit of explosive spectacle, relied heavily on setting up its plot, a plot that is surprisingly simple, so I'm not sure why the book chose to lay it on so thick. Still, it seems like a really fun idea and has a great new cast of familiar and new hunters for Ethan Sachs to play around with now that he's finished his Bounty Hunters ongoing. I'm going to give this issue a 7.5 out of 10.